All right, folks.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to get ourselves in a posture that is both dignified and relaxed, comfortable. And we're first going to bring our attention to the breath. Just taking note of the breath as it comes into the body and as it leaves the body. So tuning into the sensation of our lungs expanding and contracting. Stay with that sensation all the way through the opening in the lungs and the exhalation in the lungs. See how that feels. And now moving to some other senses, let's tune into sound. Sounds in the room and sounds outside of the room. Hear the bird. And a little bit of chatter outside the room. And just sensations. And see if you can feel your hands resting or your arms resting wherever they're resting. The support of the floor underneath your feet. Sensing where your butt meets the chair. You feel the support there under your thighs. See if there are any smells in the room that pleasant or unpleasant that you're picking up with the sense of smell. See if there's a taste in your mouth. And now follow the breath again. The mind itself has many layers. There's the top layer, of which we are all familiar, where we sense things, where we think things, where we react to things. We're quite reactive. And that can be likened to the waves and the weather on the surface of the ocean. There can be a lot of turbulence on the surface of the ocean, and there can be some calm there. But it's always changing. The wind changes it, storms change it, sunshine changes it, and that's like the topmost part of our brains, our consciousness, where we can be buffeted about by the weather. But deep within the ocean, as you go down, deep within the ocean there is a perfect calm, a silence and a peacefulness that we all yearn for, but rarely know how to reach. So if you feel comfortable doing so, let's descend in our imagination to that peaceful depth. Put on whatever equipment you need to feel safe doing this practice. And then with a few breaths, take yourself down to the bottom of the ocean where it's perfect, it's peaceful, where you are fully healed, where there is silence and serenity. And should you bob to the surface with distracting thoughts, painful thoughts, just incidental thoughts, be kind to yourself. This is just how your brain is made. Just take your time, be aware of the weather, and then go back to that peaceful place when you're ready. Taking a few deep breaths, you go down to the bottom again. Notice how that serenity feels in your body. When you get down there, notice the sensation it creates internally. And just breathe. Just breathe. You can always come up for air should you feel the turbulence. You can always come up for air and just focus on your breath. That can always be an anchor if something happens that you want to calm down from. Just notice the turbulence and breathe. And then when you're ready, look for that peaceful place at the bottom of the ocean. You might notice the weather every once in a while, the disturbances at the surface, the worries, the turbulence, the confusion, whatever it might be. Just notice it. Nod to it. Breathe into it. And whenever you're ready, put your oxygen tank on and descend. And when you're down at the bottom there, and you're feeling the peacefulness, sense where this sense of peacefulness resides in your body. If you do that, then you'll be able to come back easily to that place. Where do you feel this? Do you feel this in your head, in your chest, your arms, your belly? You can always memorize that sensation, marinate it. All is well down there. And don't worry if you keep bobbing to the surface. Not a problem. No judgments here. Whenever you're ready, you can always re-descend. Just remember the breath as an anchor. Should you get distracted, confused, upset, just refocus on the breath. Ever present, always our friend. Refocus on the breath. Wherever you are, if you're down at the bottom, enjoying the peace, or if you're bobbing to the top, bring your attention to 2 or 3 things for which you can feel deeply grateful in this moment. Something personal, particular, specific. And just focus on that. And notice how that plays in the body. How feeling deeply grateful, genuinely grateful for something that's happened, or something that hasn't happened, or for some person, some joy in your life, some delight in your life. Sometimes it's really difficult to come up with these gratitudes. You just give it a little time and see what comes up. And then if you can get there, memorize it. See how it makes your body feel, and memorize it. Memorize that feeling. It can be a very healing practice just to practice gratitude, genuine gratitude. Breathing deeply, expanding your chest, and letting go. At your own pace, come back to the surface. Back to the room.